Well, hey everybody, first quarter's over. I thought I'd report some of the results back to you and then also walk you through some of the things that we do and what I'm looking at. Why do I have all these reports? You're probably wondering, what does Joe and Nick and Jack talk about in the conference room all the time? Why do they have papers spread all over the place? What are they looking at? So I thought I'd walk you through some of the things I look at and help you understand what I'm looking for. We publish some of these reports for you guys to see, and I thought I'd give you some ways to look at them that would be useful for you. So, we have a total head count now here at Tangram of 315 people, so that's a lot of people and a lot of families we're making sure we're taking care of, and one of the most important things is, do the numbers match up? So let me show you how we do it, okay? So let's start with, very first thing on every Monday morning, I meet with the sales leaders, and we talk about what's in the funnel. What does that mean? In the funnel means that there's opportunities that we're aware of that we're chasing as an organization of business we're trying to close in order to sell things. Okay, so the first measure that I look at in Salesforce.com, I printed this off, very analog style, is the total sales funnel. A measure of health of the total sales funnel, meaning things we're aware of at the very top to things we're about to close at the very bottom, is a measure of how much business we know that's out there. A good measure is, do we have more than $300 million worth of opportunities in the funnel? And as you'll see here at the bottom, I think it says we have $32 million worth of sales that's going to in the 90% category, which means that's pretty much one business that we're aware of as an organization. So that's one of the very first things we look at. The other thing we do is we talk about the red line report. So the salespeople are all very familiar with this. This report gets published to everybody in the organization. I don't know if you've ever taken the time to open it up and look at it. What does it mean? What it means is that every salesperson in the company has a sales goal, and it's broken down by the amount of time left in the year or spent in the year. So as of this report, which was the April 3rd or April 8th report, we were almost 27% through the year. So the red line means that at 27% of the year, they've achieved at least 7% of their annual goal. That's what that means. That's why there's a red line. If you're above the red line, you're tracking above your forecast. If you're below the red line, you're below it. So I thought I'd point out, so far this year, we have some real stars at the top of the list. Eileen Knox is number one, Rhonda Law is number two, and our Alyssa Armesto, who's home with her new baby, is number three, and Sue Pershey is number four. So that's fantastic. This changes all the time as deals go in and out. And then I was looking at the bottom of this list, and there's this girl named Alexandra Mitrovich. I don't know, I'm going to have a talk with her. Okay. In any event, so then how does that work? So the next thing that happens is that we get what's at the end of every month, before we do final financials, we get a margin review. This is a report that tells us everything we sold in the last month and what the margins were on all the different products and services that we sell. Okay, so that is what this report is, and this is our early indicator of how we did in the month that just closed. So I'm looking at the report here. This is the March of 2018 report, and I'm able to look at it across all the categories of all the different products we sell and all the different services, and it tells us what the margin was for all of those different products. So that's what that's for. So, and then I want to also talk about what's the difference between sales and bookings. You may hear us talk about both of those things. Well, bookings is what we talk about on the red line report. Bookings is when a sale gets entered into this system. That means we've won a piece of business, the customer's given us a PO, we've ordered a product or service, and it's in our system as something that we're going to procure for the client or a service we're going to do for the client. When that work is installed and performed and it's completed, we invoice the customer. When we invoice the customer, that is technically a sale. A sale does not happen until we invoice a customer. So then one of the other measures that I'm constantly looking at is whether or not the bookings in our funnel are keeping up with the sales. So on average, we're looking every month to average about $14 million in sales per month. That's when the final report comes in for us that we're looking at, I'm looking to see on average, if we're going to hit our sales goal of $180 million, roughly we have to do $14 to $15 million a month in sales. So if we have the sales is what matters the most at the end of the day, because that's what, when we create a profit, it's based on the sales that we have. So I'm looking at, did we book enough every month? So at the top of the sales funnel is when we're looking at bookings. Did we put enough into the system every month to have enough invoice off? So in the first 3 months of the year, we were a little bit behind in sales because we invoiced only $35 million in sales. However, we were ahead in bookings. We booked $47 million of new orders into the system in the first 3 months of the year. So our current backlog is over $50 million, and $50 million, and in our backlog is usually about 3 months worth of invoicing on average. This is some of the statistics that I can share with you. And so what that says is we have more than $15 million worth of backlog of work that's going to be performed in the next 3 months that should help us catch up to where we should be for the year. So that's some of my sales thoughts and sales education for this quarter. I hope this was helpful to you. If you have any questions, as usual, stop by on my desk. I'm happy to explain any of this in great detail to you. Thanks. Bye.